Coming up next on Sledhead 24/7, the world's greatest snowcross racers prepare for the championship chase. We'll meet the champs and preview the upcoming snowcross season. And Big Fish discovers how they dress for success. Strap in. Sledhead 24/7 gets ready for racing.
Hey, Jeff Fisher here with Sledhead 24/7. I'm out power shopping at FXR Superstore in Forest Lake, Minnesota. I'm out checking out what all the gear the new racers are going to have on this year. Now guess what? This theme of this show is going racing. So we're about to go green with the world's greatest snowcross racers.
For close to 3 decades, the season kicked off in Duluth at the Amsoil Snowcross National with 3 days of great racing.
It's high flying. It is high stakes. These riders are putting it all on the line. These teams are putting it all on the line. You gotta love it. It's not an easy sport. This takes training really year round.
In the final, Adam Renheim and Warner Racing teammate Tim Tremblay went bar to bar, ski to ski for a 10 grand payday. Tremblay has since retired, and Warner Racing has welcomed Daniel Benham to the team. Horsepower of a different nature was on display at Canterbury Park.
One of the fan favorites coming back to the home state for Amsoil Championship Snowcross is the Pertec National. This one is considered the Daytona of Snowcross.
Balmy weather attracted another big crowd, and even Minnesota Vikings NFL announcer Paul Allen stopped by the broadcast booth.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's covering more ground than Lewis and Clark, and he's going to win by a mile.
I love it.
And here's Andy Page surging to victory.
X Games gold medalist Brock Hoyer brought some star power and took care of biz.
We're very excited to be launching a new class this year for snow bikes. We're really seeing an increase in the numbers. The sport's becoming more competitive and more brands are getting involved. It's a very, very exciting time to be a snow bike racer.
Calamity Jane here, and welcome to Deadwood!
A bull ring of a snowcross track greeted the racers at the Days of 76 Event Center. In Pro Light, it was appropriate that an Air Force racer would take total command of the U.S. Air Force National. For Hunter Patinode, racing for Shearing Speed Sports is a winning combination.
Hunter Patinode will win the U.S. Air Force Snowcross National.
Rounds 9 and 10 rode into the big snow country of Michigan, and one of the largest tracks on the planet, with tricky step-ups and deep descents, resulting in some awesome big air.
It's a snowmobiling destination for a lot of people, so they're out there to have a good time, let loose, and enjoy some snowmobile racing. But these fans, when they come to the show, they are absolutely fired up.
Rookie Dan Benham Jr. made the leap to the pro class in stride. With leadership from his dad, a former racer, the entire Benham family provided the support the young racer needed. From the LCQ to the last row in the final, Benham was shot out of a cannon for his coming out party.
Hit him to the outside. Elias Ischel to the inside. But the story right now, right there, the 221 of Daniel Benham. And the win goes to Daniel Benham in Michigan.
Iowa is much more than cows and corn. Please add world-class snowcross to the list. The 3rd annual Tyson Snowcross National went green in Dubuque, Iowa's oldest city. On the track, cowboy Jesse Kirchmeier continued his dominant run in snowbike. At the grand finale at Grand Geneva, the steep ski slopes present one of the most challenging tracks on planet Earth.
So you walk around the pits at any race of the year and you ask them which track, which event is your favorite, and so many of them are going to say Grand Geneva. The hollowed hills, the history, the champions are crowned.
Congrats to all of our champs. 8 great weekends of racing await, and it's time to defend your title.
Elias Ischel, he came out swinging this year right from the get-go, had a win opening round in Duluth, and that really set him up for a phenomenal season, and I know he's coming into this season with fire, and he's looking to defend that championship. I think he's got a shot returning with Jimmy John's Boss Racing.
Still ahead, when you're the defending champ, along with the glory, you all get a target. Just how hard is it to repeat? We'll hear from the champs. And take a trip to training camp, meet the new teams, check out the latest racing sleds, and hear some bold predictions. But first, time for our AmSoil Tech Tip.
Hey, I'm here at Shearing Speed Sports with Elliot Burns, ISOC Mechanic of the Year. And Elliot, we're standing here in front of a snowmobile that's completely disassembled. I mean, I know this thing came from a factory as an actual snowmobile, but you guys turned it into something that looks maybe what used to be a snowmobile. Why is it that you do that?
Well, then, just because it's a production-based race vehicle doesn't mean it comes ready to race.
Okay.
We have to completely disassemble these. Check every nut and bolt. Check ski alignments. Check and make sure all the tolerances are perfect. These are going up again in battle against the best of the best, so they need to be at their best. You know, we need to make sure the rider comforts, get the handbar risers correct, install new brakes. We go through and put all Fox shocks on it, get them dialed in, get them perfect, and get them ready to go out there and race for championships.
That's interesting to hear that you guys go through all that just to get this thing on the track, and then you come back after race and you do it all over again, don't you?
After every weekend. And then sometimes just for the fun of it during the week, we do a little testing. There's countless hours that go into a season's worth of preparation to go out there every weekend and present our sponsors and go out there and win championships.
So the fact that these things are considered a production sled based on these new rules doesn't really mean that it's a production sled.
No, not really. I mean, the parts you buy out of a book, they're all commercially available. But when we get them, you got to hand massage them. You got to make sure they're perfect, because just like anything else, sometimes production, it may not be the absolute best it can be.
Right, and that's right there is why you guys are winning races.
That's exactly it.
I appreciate you helping us out. I appreciate you sharing all this information with people. So it looks like you got some work to do. Let's get to it.
All right, thanks, Lynn.
Sledhead 24/7 is brought to you by AmSoil, Runs on Freedom, by Polaris, by FXR, maximum versatility for all conditions, and powered by Ram Trucks, built to serve.
You know, you may ask, what does it take to be the world's greatest snowcross racer? And what do the teams have to do to prep and get ready and keep their riders on top? Take a look at this.
Into the FXR final turn for the final time. The checkers and the championship go to Cody Cam in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin.
For the world's greatest snowcross racers, the chase for a championship never really ends. Snowcross is one of the most physically demanding sports, so year-round training is now standard ops.
In the summer, it's like in the dead of summer, it's a little bit more low-key from a training standpoint. I like to do a little bit of everything. I mean, get out on the boat and do some water sports, and I like to run a lot in the summer and mountain bike and just all these different things. And this year and for a while now, I get together with a trainer kind of in the fall time and leading up towards season. And just like I said, you know, doing some more specific training to snowcross just to get me ready to go, so that not so much of a shock to the body them first, you know, few days on the sleds.
I always say whenever you got 2 to go, it's one hard, one easy. Because the last of anything is always easy because you know you're done after.
It's a huge suffer the whole entire time, the whole ride. Usually hour to 2 hours long, you're suffering the whole time, and I just love that feeling, and I know it's a good workout and moving me forward every single time, and just being out in the woods is a lot of fun for me on the mountain bike.
On Minnesota's Fable Iron Range, the small town of Aurora is home to Shearing Speed Sports. This state-of-the-art facility is the place many race teams travel to in their quest to best prepare for the upcoming season.
So things are going well. We had early snow. We made snow early. We were done making snow a week earlier than normal. The track is phenomenal. We're working hard getting sleds ready for Duluth, and the guys have been out on their practice sleds for a couple of weeks. If you could start the season strong, you're going to make a statement, and that's our goal, is to go to the first race and make a statement that, you know what, we're a force to be reckoned again this year.
Just down the road, at the Quadna Mountain Park, Warnock Racing has gathered to take the first step towards a title. Hard work, rough riding, and tech testing are all part of the process.
I think I'm excited about pretty much everything. Feel like we have done some improvements a little bit here and there, so ended the season in a good note last year with 3 podiums in Geneva and I think 1 or 2 in Iowa, so I think we're in a good spot sled-wise, suspension-wise, so we have working with speedworks this year. I think that could give me the last push I need to grab that #1 spot.
Coming to a new team has been super fun, and yeah, I've been looking forward to it. Probably the most exciting part that I'm looking forward to is just being on a good program. You know, I'm really happy here. I'm really happy with the guys, and I think we got something solid, and I know I put in the work, so I'm just excited to make it happen this year.
Many questions remain for the team, racers, and mechanics, but the foundation has been set, and the payoff will come at the end of the season.
Cam to the inside. He'll try to slam the door. They're elbowing.
Watching the racing, there's a lot of cool FXR gear out on the track. Can the average consumer just go buy that?
Absolutely. Just go in and ask for Cold Cross Race, and you can look just like the guys on the track. You've got a 4-way stretch fabric. It's a tri-laminate product. It's going to keep the wind out, but of course, you know, it's going to be for your shorter, more aggressive rides.
And I'm also noticing something I'm really kind of impressed with is the 6D helmets.
Yeah, we're excited to be, you know, co-branding with 6D. It's going to be the most safest helmet that you can buy in the market. You know, why not? If you're an aggressive rider, why not protect your head, right? And just like a snowmobile has suspension, it's reducing that feedback of the bumps and the trail up to the rider. This helmet also has suspension. The suspension system on our 6D right here works similar to this. This is actually the same technology, and you can see that you've got some movement in that, right? So if your head was to take a hard hit, this movement is actually going to slow things down for your brain so it doesn't hit the side of your skull so hard, and it's going to protect you, keep you from getting a concussion.
What are we going to do for eye protection?
Well, you got to go top of the line with a new Pilot goggle from FXR. Not only do you get a huge field of view, but the lens is set up for anti-fog, for sure not going to fog. You got a tri-density foam, so you get good airflow behind the goggle, and that's part of what helps keep you from fogging. What I like about it is it has a detachable nose piece. If you want a nose piece, you can take that off. You've got an outrigger system, and you notice how the strap pulls off the side of the helmet instead of trying to come around the helmet from a normal goggle.
Yeah, it kind of comes out a little wider, yeah.
Yeah, you're able to get the strap a lot tighter and get the foam to seal a lot better to your face with this outrigger system. So check out the Pilot from FXR. Yeah, the Helium Pro Bola is going to be our stiffest boot, and it's going to give your ankle and your foot the most protection of any of our boots. Super lightweight, it's got the proprietary boot sole, it's going to be long-lasting, high traction. What's nice about dual BOA is you do have that little bit more control in your boot adjustment, because the side BOA is going to take care of the bottom half of the boot, and this top BOA is going to take care of the top half of the boot. So you can really get that to fit your foot the right way and get that, you know, good, safe fit and feel. That same person would want a lightweight glove. And sometimes, Jeff, I'll just have a couple pairs of these in my backpack, and middle of the day, they're like my best friend, right? Just super nice and light. I don't have any restriction when I'm moving my hands. They keep the wind out pretty decent, and the palm is just super high traction. Like, you just stick to the bar for aggressive riding, they're the best club. It's called the Cold Stop Race Light. Yeah, I mean, if you're pounding ditches or riding off trail, you want to look cool, there's a bunch of different color combinations that you can rock in this, and you can kind of set your own personality through your outfit, you know?
He's still a teenager from Norway, but he's also the world champ. When we return, find out what makes the Viking rocket soar.
You know, you see the racers on the racetrack and they look fast, but you only see them with their helmets on. We're going to go behind the scenes, take a look, and we're going to meet some of the world's greatest snowcross racers.
Affects our final turn. The checkers will fly. The win to Hunter Patenaude.
The Pro Light class consists of the edgy up-and-comers in the sport, young racers with something to prove, and many of them on the way to becoming snowcross superstars. That story rings true for Hunter Patenaude. The Shearing Speed Sport racer made it to the top of box as the Pro Light champ.
I don't like to quit, so as long as I keep pushing, even if I'm not very comfortable, you know, I try to do the best that I can to either slow myself down and just get comfortable with the track, and just not give up at the end of the race.
Hunter Patenaude, what can I say? You know, he came on board with us about mid-season last year when one of my drivers got injured, and just the positive attitude and excitement that he has with himself, value in that is unbelievable alone. And man, he's been on a roll since in the last 6 races, 4 firsts and 2 seconds. Has never finished outside the top 2 in the qualifying heat, so that boy's got some future ahead of him.
Being part of a legacy team at Shearing Speed Sport is one of the advantages Hunter will use to track down his completion.
No, I'm most excited for just to be able to try to go back-to-back in the championship. Try to win another one. I know I'm not sure who the last person to do that was, or if there ever was somebody to do that in the Pro Light class. So kind of just show that last year wasn't a fluke and I can do it again. I believe that I can do it. Lincoln and I worked way too hard in the off season for me to not go out there and perform and get race wins. So that's how I feel, and I truly believe I can back that up.
In the Pro Open class, the road to a championship went through Norway. Elias Showell grew up racing in the woods of Norway, but American snowcross is now his claim to fame, winning a national championship.
Season is going good. I'm healthy now and everything feels so much better, and the team is working so hard, and we just try to be fast out there and yeah, as fast as we can do, and then everything goes good.
I think he's grown up. He's looking really good, smooth. He knows what it takes. He sets back a little bit when the track is broken up and real icy. He definitely keeps his head clear and knows his limits.
Snowcross is a team sport, and Boss Racing has surrounded the young champ with all the tools he needs to repeat. But when you're number one, the target is on your back.
He kind of hangs it all out there. That's kind of his riding style. Put him in uncomfortable situations. I think that's where he might break, hopefully.
I think he's going to blow himself up again this year. A little bit of nerves, and it's coming. He's got a crash coming, I know.
In the past, Elias was checkers of wreckers, but this is a year older and more mature. He has a message for his fans back home.
Ja, jeg heter Elias Isor, kommer fra Oppdal I Norge. Sier hei til alle dere hjemme, og artig å følge med. Tusen takk.
For close to 30 years, the snowcross season starts on hallowed hills of Spirit Mountain in Duluth. When Sledhead 24/7 roars back, we'll break down the season opener, the Amsoil Snowcross National.
Sledhead 24/7 is brought to you by Amsoil. Runs on Freedom. Track, trail, or tree line. Ride with rocks. By Stud Boy. Traction with an attitude. Ziegler Cat. Exceptional service backing the best equipment. And by the U.S. Air Force. Aim high.
You know, for almost 30 years now, I've had a great Thanksgiving tradition. I go up to the Amsoil Duluth National at Spirit Mountain. The racing begins there. That's where the green flag drops.
For close to 3 decades, the racing season starts here on the hallowed hills of Spirit Mountain in Duluth, Minnesota. It's known as the Amsoil Snowcross National. The world's greatest snowcross racers begin the championship chase. Spirit Mountain is a magical place where a teenager from Norway can become a superstar overnight. A race where the winner rides away with 10 grand in the one-on-one Dominator. The hills are alive with history. From the Flying Finn to Blair Morgan to Tucker Hibbert, and the next chapter still being written. This is AmSoil Championship Snowcross powered by Ram.
You know, close to 30 years at Duluth, there's a lot of great memories. But this year's even going to be better. I mean, the atmosphere, the excitement in the crowd, it's going to be fantastic. You got to get up and see it. But I have to say, that's all the time we have today. Thanks for watching. See you on the trails.
That's about all we can squeeze into today, but we're always live on Sledhead24-7.com. Please hit us up on social media and pitch a story idea or place to ride. Log on to Sledhead24-7.com. Watch our library of episodes.
Please join us next week as we head into the garage and take a look at some epic sled build, including a rider who went from lawnmower to snowmobile. Yes, you heard right.